Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey. You guys doing? So sorry to have kept you waiting. I'm so sorry. How's everybody doing today? Hey Ellis, thank you for stopping by. I'm not sure who's still hanging out in the bushes. I know that I'm late, guys. I apologize. I'm so sorry. Life just be life and sometimes, and we gotta get through the things that we gotta get through. I really want to change this thumbnail and just rant with some girls, but given the state of the YouTube, that can't happen. Hey, Vake, hey, how you doing? Denitra, how you doing? How you doing? Mel, thank you for updating everybody. Again, I'm so sorry. I'm late. I'm sorry. I'm late. Hey, Mo. Hey, lady girl. How you doing? How you doing? Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna try to get my energy up for this one. Woo. We gonna make it through. We gonna make it through, guys. We gonna make it through. Goomby. Hey, baby, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Happy Veterans Day to you, sir. Happy Veterans Day to you. Thank you for being here. Hopefully, you maybe want to join in on the conversation at the end. I'm just going to go over a couple of things that I wanted to touch on today in regards to the military. And Goomba, you could keep me honest and, make sure that I'm factual over here in the information that's given. If you have anything that updates or to what I'm saying, please let me know in the chat. That'll be great. I appreciate you. Yes. Thank you all. Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all so much. You guys didn't have to wait for me, but I'm so happy that you did. I'm so happy that you did. I really needed to change my conversation from the previous one. So thank y'all for being here. And yes, thank you, Goomba, for your service, sir. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Yes. All right, guys. All right. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the military and things like that. And obviously, it's Veterans Day and it's right after a big election day. So I wanted to make sure that, we are informed on what the president's plans for the military is and that we're making sure that he is taking care of our veterans. So thank you guys again for being here. Is the music too loud? Am I okay? Is my sound okay before I get started? Hey, yes, sir. You always in the bushes. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. Yes, Army strong, Army strong, Army strong. Okay, so my sound is good. All right, so let's just go over some stuff right fast. I don't want to hold you guys up too long. And I want to see if we can get Goomba to, maybe fact check me or something while he's here. That'll be awesome as well. So this Veterans Day, veterans from all backgrounds and political positions are really watching to see how the president-elect handles his key issues, including pay and access to benefits as well. They'll also be watching who he puts into cabinet positions. in the upcoming weeks as well. So we want to make sure that we're keeping an eye on that as well. Trump will have the opportunity to enact plans to use the military against what he calls domestic enemies from within and reshape policies and personnel in his image. So he's looking to use the military against what he calls domestic enemies from within. So us, things that are going wrong within the country, not only with immigrants, but things that are happening here as well. He also wants to reshape policies and personnel in his image. So he wants to get people in office who looks and has the same beliefs as him. He spoke on a campaign trail about using the military for domestic purposes, including to carry out mass deportations, target political rivals, and quell any protests while he's in office. So, yeah, he doesn't want there to be any opportunities to protest. Obviously, you know, we stand up for ourselves, we stand up for our rights and things of that nature. He does not want us doing that. He also wants to carry out a mass deportation plan to get a lot of people out of the country. And he also is targeting his political rivals. There is going to be a lot of information coming out. As you know, guys, Trump was involved in a lot of cases over the last 4 years since he's been out of office. So he is going after those courts. He is going after those prosecutors. He's going after those people. One of his representatives literally called the one of the state representatives from New York like a fat bitch or something like that. Just real ignorant and disrespectful. So this is what we have to look forward to. I just want you guys to be educated on what's happening so that we can watch and we can know who to vote for when it comes time to put people in the lawmaker seats. Is he the president? Yes, but he doesn't get the last say. And if we get the right people in the right places, then we do have a better opportunity to get the right laws passed. As of right now, they have the House, they have the Senate, they have the presidency seat. We are at the mercy of them. In the summer of 2020, during the height of the mass racial justice protests across the country, Trump considered deploying active duty troops against the protesters. This was a big thing in the news, but he was met with opposition from his own officials, including then Defense Secretary Mark Esper, who Trump later fired, because obviously anybody who disagrees with him is going to be fired, in part because of Esper's opposition to invoking a law called the Insurrection Act to deploy troops against protesters. I'm not sure if you guys remember, most of you guys should, the insurrection that happened on January 6th. We didn't see military getting deployed there. I'm just saying. The full extent of President-elect Donald Trump's plan for the Pentagon and Department of Veteran Affairs is not entirely clear, but he's likely to reverse some of Biden's administration's policies while reinstating others from his first term. Now, Rogan, who is the correspondent from PBS News and PBS News Weekend, are reporting on a number of topics, including foreign affairs, healthcare, and arts and culture. It speaks with the deputy of Military Times, which more information is given about his exact plans from within the military. He, like other Republicans, has also rallied against Biden and Harris' previous military policies, such as those aimed to making military more welcoming to minorities, LGBTQ+, and women. And he vowed to fire generals and others who he claimed to be woke. That's the word he used. He wanted to get rid of these woke people, the woke minorities, the woke LGBTQ, and the woke women. Republicans have been itching to revoke a policy implementing by the Biden administration that allows service members to take leave and get reimbursement if they need to travel to seek an abortion. So if you are in the military, he is looking to revoke those rights as well. So all of the rights that were previously given and all of the previous, you know, medical help and things like that would be provided from the military, those services is going to stop being offered very soon, as far as when it comes to abortion, reassignment surgery, and things of that nature. What Trump wants to do is pretty much erase all of that. And he says everyone in the world needs to only be a man or a woman, and that's what they are going to be assigned at birth. So while this may not affect you personally and it may not affect every veteran, it does affect people, and it affects those of us that are inside and outside of the military services. However, this is how it will directly affect members of the service. Goomba, am I okay so far? Am I right? What have you been hearing? Is there anything that's coming down the tailpipe just yet that is affecting you effective immediately, or as of right now that we can kind of touch on? Okay, we're doing good. Goomba says we're doing good. So I know that we do have some other vets in the chat as well. Denitra, thank you for your service. I know Denitra is a vet as well. Is there any other vets in the chat right now? Can anybody tell me of anything that they can see that has directly affected them as far as where it stands between Trump and the military? Right. Definitely. I'm not sure if you guys seen my previous video, but I kind of ran through all of the different policies that he plans on implementing so far as it pertains to climate and taxes and foreign exchange and things like that. As far as the military goes, and him wanting to have this militarized pretty much against the United States and foreigners, have you guys heard anything about members going back into service or anything like that? I did speak to my best friend. She is still active in the Navy. Actually, believe she retires this year. She should be retiring this year. And she hasn't gotten anything yet, but I was really trying to find out maybe if you guys heard anything directly or anything like that. Thank you for being here, Mel. Yes, welcome. Please make sure you guys smash that like button. Also, if you are in the bushes, please make sure you hop out the bushes right quick. Hit the live button. Thank you. I appreciate you all for being here. And yes, go ahead and check out the video I did on what's to come and how it affects me and my curly hair. And you guys can get a first-hand reaction of kind of how I felt that day. So that would definitely help. Veterans with disabilities are not allowed to return. Wow. And I did hear something as it pertains to new incoming militants or anybody going into the army or anything like that. They are not allowing new members in that are transgender. They didn't say that they were kicking anybody out. Now, you guys keep me honest. If they are already in there and they are already transgender, then they're allowed to stay. However, they won't be given the same medications and everything like that. And Goomba, I did have another question. I know that he talked a lot about the plan that he previously had. I forget the name of it, but it is the plan that allows you to go outside of the VA hospital network to get care from other doctors so that you're not waiting for the VA. And there's like a percentage of about 52% of all of the health care that the VA is supposed to be providing that's being pushed out into the community for other doctors and things like that to resolve when they really need the care of the VA doctors. Maybe let me put a link in the chat. Maybe that'll help if anybody wants to help out and chat with me a little bit. If not, it's okay. We can make it through the chat. I have no problem with that. But I did hear that as well. Okay, so I was right. Okay. Mental health dementia. Yeah, it's including all services. That's the scary part. So, not that it's scary, and all of our doctors should be qualified to be able to handle a mental health crisis or a mental health issue. However, aren't those doctors specialized in being able to resolve issues that come through combat and things like that? If I'm correct, I believe that a VA doctor is specialized in being able to handle militants. Also, I seen another article where he was talking about outside of going to the different doctors outside of network, that when you go to those doctors, you're not given. He's saying that you're given pretty much the same care. It's the same doctors that you would see, and obviously, like I said before, there should be a level of mental health that any doctor should be able to handle. However, each doctor has specific training in specific areas, and a normal medical professional is not trained to deal with the psyche of someone returning from the army or is still active in the army, just receiving medical services outside of the VA. Right. Okay. So I'm not losing it when it comes to that. I know that I remember going to the VA hospital when my dad came home. I was really, really young, but I remember that hospital. I just remember the whiteness of it and the stale and the coldness of it. It was just a really white place. And I don't know if it was just because I was so young. That's the way I saw it, but I just seen it as a very white, cold place. The VA hospitals are supposed to support everyone everywhere. Right. But they would have better tools to support a veteran, correct? Outside of a normal hospital, they should have better tools to support veterans. If I'm correct in how the VA hospitals are set up, they do have mental care facilities and sections of the hospitals to support those needs. Yes, shout out to all the men and women of service. We thank you for your service. And we gonna make sure that we look out for y'all and we got y'all back. We know that this fight is going to be a tough fight for everybody. And I think we really, really, really need to come together. I know a lot of us were screaming from the inside out. Some of us were satisfied, it is what it is. Salute, salute, salute. So what do I want to show you first? Do I want to show you guys my daddy? Do you guys want to see my dad? Or do you guys want to hold on? Let me show y'all how I was feeling the other day. First, I'm going to show y'all how I was feeling when I woke up the day after the election day and I saw Trump stand on the stage. Some of you may have saw this, some of you may have not, but this was my exact feelings in verbiage and sound. Fuck you and your family, bitch. I was so mad. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I was really upset, and I know that there's mixed feelings, and this is a whole political thing, and everybody's gonna have their own feelings about all of the mess that happens. Just understand that stuff happens. When it comes to times like this, the only thing that we can do is stick together, figure out how we're going to maneuver through this newfound world that we have to live in that's just really not gonna be fair or nice to any of us. Let me double check you guys' comments right quick and then we will go on. Are you guys laughing at me? I'm listening to funny money as a sign up. Is he going to enlist? Is your son thinking about enlisting as well? I do have a military family. A lot of them were either in the military or police or something like that of that nature. At least, yeah, out there in the world, there are some of us. Yeah, is he gonna enlist? How do you feel about him enlisting in this climate? Y'all think he's gonna make it all 4 years? You almost made me say something horrible. I'm gonna say that I don't know. Has anybody seen this episode of The Simpsons? I don't know. Has anybody seen this Simpsons episode? And does he make it? I don't know. I know that we talked a little bit about Jonathan Adi when I did my Diddy story, and we all know that there is an Illuminati. We know that it exists. There's websites for it. It's not like it's hidden. We talked about Laboulet and all of that, and this all ties into that as well. He's definitely, when we start getting deep, I'm just having a basic conversation with you guys right now because I'm literally just trying to let off some steam about this election. I really want to educate and point us in the right direction of what we need to go to do within these 4 years to make sure that we have a better outcome. He's trying to you guys know that he's saying, oh, I know I don't need any votes. Don't vote for me. And the stuff, this sick I can't, when I start taking you guys down a rabbit hole, I get into the craziness of the stories. If you got a chance to listen to any of my Diddy content, you'll know. But Jonathan Adi said that he saw some of the plan. And he says, the Illuminati, right? It means to illuminate. It means to shine light on. And he says, there's a whole plan. And I saw it. I saw the plan. Everything is in there. He says, I saw the Twin Towers is in there. I saw that whole thing. And it's like a predetermined thing. So once you see it and people see it, it's like predetermined to happen kind of a thing. He said that he saw Trump in there unalive. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Trump gonna outlive 20 Crips and 30 Bloods before he get out that office. Well, and you guys remember from my video the other day, you got to go back and watch. I'm not gonna play all the clips and things like that from it because I want you guys to see full content. So go back to the previous video, but you'll see what one of the guys said, one of the black guys. All of these gangs need to get together. They need to reunite. That is the third party. That's the start of it right there. You get all your GDs, your Bloods, your Crips, all of those people. You get to every bloody black, you get them together. If they ain't bothering kids and they ain't graping people, then they ain't your op. Pull up, square up, and don't look away. Like, we need to get it together. Right? The wickedness. You guys wait till we start talking about it and wait till we start getting in. Because, I like to talk about the things that nobody is talking about. I always find that wicked, weird, creepy story. And it's all turning out to be true. That story that I read about the Diddy seance, you see, they're now talking about it. I did that story months ago. Nobody was even talking about that. When I started pointing out his tattoo and how he has that Santeria tattoo on his back. And even with, we talked about, what is his name? Carmelo Anthony. He has La Boule tattooed on his chest and things like that. When you guys see the depths of what they're doing, and even with, we talked about La Boule and how it starts, and they say it's something that happens post graduation through the black colleges, and you guys see now this whole weird slave owner message is going around to all the black colleges. Just weird stuff, and we're gonna get into all of it. The wicked do live a long time. It's definitely a plan out there. People are definitely working it as we speak. I never. Yo, how did they miss? See, first of all, how do you shoot somebody? They stand still, and you miss 5 times, and they just standing there. What kind of? They hired the wrong people. They just. Child, let me girl bye. Y'all about to have me saying the wrong stuff up here. A clan or a clown? Definitely a clan, and definitely a clown. Teflon Don. Child, that fake blood that was on his ear. Those people piss me off so bad with that. Like, if you're gonna do it, do it. Don't half-ass do it. Just get it done. Get her done. Child, I don't know. Maybe Miss Caddy can help us out with that. Miss Caddy, you in the bushes? I would love to have Miss Cat come up here and see how she would feel about that. I would love to play that clip with her and discuss that with her. The rabbit holes go deep. It does. It does. Yep, I heard about that tattoo from you. Yeah, that's why he hides it and he covers it. That thing it's always covered, but I got really good pictures of it, and he actually deleted that Instagram where I got it from. He deleted that Instagram. He deleted everything that was on there. And that story is still sitting in on what is it, Alley, Lipstick Alley, and it's nowhere else. I was literally trying to narrow it down to the exact year and exact party. I believe it was 99. Yep. Make sure you guys check out that Diddy Illuminati video. There's 5 parts to it. Go ahead and check them all out. It's pretty dope. It takes you through the whole story. Like, a lot of these stories that people are talking about now, I definitely talked about that months ago. I took you all the way back to Howard, him beating up his girlfriend there. I showed children's pictures of him. There's a lot of information that was in those 5 videos. It took a lot of work for me to put it out. I didn't have a lot of followers at a time, so it didn't get as much traction as I wanted for me to get like into the algorithm good with that. But you guys wait. I got some crazy content and things like that coming. Boule actually starts with the frats and sororities. Yes, La Boule does starts with the frats. It's a program that is going to frats and sororities, but post graduation. From all of the research that I can find, none of the people who are a part of this entity um, becomes a part of it until they've graduated. You have to be of a certain status in order to even be considered. A clown in the clan, child. Show is a clown in the clan. And I think I put pictures of that there too. Like you're hooded. I don't understand how people don't remember that. How did you vote for somebody who ever wore a hood? Do you understand the deep rooted feelings that are there towards you? You can't think that you're like that. Oh, child. Don't. Yep, another distraction. A lot of things happen that people just keep breezing over and breezing over. Definitely in the Masons and the Eastern Stars. I have listen, Mel. You know that's my kind of content. We will be here all night talking about that. I can literally go down the rabbit hole into that, and all of this is rooted into the military as well. A lot of it is, all of it is control. In her tattoo, her face is in his tattoo. I looked at the tattoo. Which tattoo is it in? It's not in his back tattoo. The tattoo is of, I forget her name, the name of the spirit, Easily Dantor. That's her name. Easily Dantor is the name of the spirit that is tattooed on his back. Yeah, they try to control us and tell us what's real and what's fake, and you got to be aware. This is why I was trying to tell you guys the other day. You got to know your history and you got to be able to teach it to these kids. We cannot be forgotten in that way. They want to erase a lot of things and that's just not what it is. Yeah, Illis, we're gonna have to get together on something. Oh, look, wait, Goomba's here. Hold on, guys. Let me let Goomba up here. Hi, Gabby. Thank you for stopping by. Army strong, army strong. Ow. Now I'm gonna act like a chicken head with your Goomba. Ow. Yes, 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 yes. Welcome to the stage, Goomba, everybody. Army strong, up in the building, up in the building. Let me just go through the rest of these
Hey,
comments really quickly, right, Goomba? And then we're gonna chop it up real quickly.
right.
Child, my source to try to get me to join them Eastern Stars. I said, look at the red balloon. The red. Mel, you wasn't trying to be down. What happened? Jack and Jill Society is training program for the Blue Chicken. Right. Listen, Ellis, we're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna do a live so that everybody can get a little bit more information from both of us. And thank you, Mel. She's dropping the parts to the Diddy content. So make sure you guys click on that, watch it out. It's a pretty little spooky story in there. I think you guys will enjoy it. And yes, definitely get to know your history. Okay, Denitra, I see you dropping in the bushes for a minute. Good, good. Okay, I got you. I got you. Hey, Sneaky. Hey, Sneaky. What's up, Soft Mix Bro? How you doing? Thank you, thank you, thank you. You always showing support. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please make sure you guys hit the like button for me. If you're in the bushes, please hop out for a minute, hit that like button. If you are catching this on a replay, smash that like button. And replay crew, we love you too. That is what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. So we got Goomba on the panel and we want to talk a little bit with Goomba, and we want to see if we could get a little bit more information about what's happening in this military and things like that. So what's up, Goomba? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I enjoyed myself today. You know what I mean? Hit these streets with all these people.
A lot of people out.
Yeah, it made
The
my
crowded.
PTSD act up. Almost gave me some
Oh
highs.
yeah. I got OCD, bro. I feel you. I still wear my mask. I be having hand sanitizer. I be trying to get the hell out of stores. I would walk a whole nother aisle just to avoid a person.
I
Whew.
sat in lines trying to get some food. I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, it's too many people outside. So I'm glad you enjoyed your day. You was out here. You was out here trying to get some V-Day booty. That's what you was doing. I seen you with your chest out.
Yeah,
I seen you.
oh,
No, I'm telling it all. You out here. You ain't got Hagatha holding you down. We trying to make sure you're satisfied, man. Seen you rocking out with your chest out over there. We seen you.
hey, hey, that's fine. That's okay. It's out there. You know what I mean?
It's out
So
there
what?
now. Go have fun. It's out there. Everybody's seen a little pecs. Ain't
Look,
nothing wrong with that.
it's gonna be out there on my little vacation too. I'm gonna make a video about that later. But yeah.
Yeah, we still need to talk because I really want to have a deeper conversation with you. I don't want to talk about, I already talked to you. I really, the Jag question is really like the last thing. I really want to talk to you about you. I need, I need baby pictures and all of that. Like, I want to know Goomby. Like, I don't want to know Goomba. I want to know the man, how the man became the man he is today. That goes back. I want to know some things about you. My 20 deeps is only 20 questions, so I got to get it right.
Yeah, you can get that. That's no problem. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? I
Okay.
just gotta go to the matriarch of the family and get those photos. You know what I'm saying?
Go to the matriarch. Tell her you need one from 5 good times in your life. You got to tell her which ones they are, because that's what I want to talk about.
Oh
Those things that make you happy. Those things that made you a man. Those things that it's not. It's your private thoughts that give me pulls.
yeah. No, I got you.
You
Yeah,
know,
for sure. I definitely pull some of
forget
those
that
photos from her.
old
Yeah,
heifer. That old heifer was
yeah,
only a miniature portion of your life. And I know that there's more to the man that was in the military, the man that been in war, the man that had to save another man's life and be saved.
yeah.
That's a different kind of man to talk to. So that's the conversation I'm looking forward to. You want to meet my
I
daddy? You want to meet him?
sure.
Let me show you him. He's not living with us anymore. And I know me and you talked about my dad before. I told you that, he was in the army. The picture that I have is him fresh into the army. So you see my baby dad. You don't even get a chance to see the man that walked out of, well, got pushed out of the army in a wheelchair, but you don't get to see that man because, I told you the whole shoulder thing and all that. But let me show you guys. Let me show you guys. Let me show you. See my daddy baby face? He's the one with the circle. He did. And my aunt sent me this picture, and she had his face circled with his initials on it. So I did have to block that out. But that is my dad. This was so many years ago. Google, can you tell how many years it was ago?
I was numb because I'm looking at the uniform.
Exactly. Yep, my dad was in Vietnam War. Mhm. Yep. So that's my dad, guys. And that war and what happened helped us be here today. Am I right?
You're right. You're totally right. Totally right.
That was the start to us, being able to have the rights and things that we have. And my grandfather before him was also in a war. So this is my appreciation and my show of support and dedication to the family that I come from. But that's my dad. And I'm proud of what he was able to accomplish in his time in the
Right.
army. He was very young,
Yep, he looked
all
like
of
he was
these
about
faces.
17, about 18 in that
Mm,
picture.
yep, yep. So young
Because
man.
some of our fathers and uncles and things like that, they did go into war at a younger age. They did, unfortunately, lie about their age. So we do have some young people that were in the army that was 17, 16, but look older than they did. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But they had to do what they had to do to provide for their family. Let's get
Yep.
that straight. I'm saying even though, the government at that time, they forced our young men
To
and
go to
young
the
women
army.
into
Mm-hmm.
service. Yeah, they did force them into that, you know.
A lot of them
And
were
nowadays that's what the
drafted
big
and
fight is
to
about.
go.
Right, right. The draft was real, and it still is real, on the
Mm-hmm.
books. But most of these congressmen and congresswomen, they don't want to see their loved ones go fight for the country. I hate to say it. They don't. They hear and see the stories, especially if they're on those spec op committees and those different committees where they have to decide: are we going to send troops in to go take care of this? You know what I mean? And with top secret missions, so people don't know about those missions. They had a lot of those missions in now. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? On regular units, and you sometimes you may hear the stories, but those guys were very secretive of what they did, and they were, hate to say it, but they were, upset about the orders that they received that they had to fulfill.
Yep.
But, you know, we all know everything comes with a cost. If you disobeyed the order, there's a possibility during a time of war that you can be considered a deserter and shot and killed on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Folks don't know about that. But, there are rules. The military is a world inside of another world. That's how I look at it. And
It's
I
a
miss that
world
world.
inside of a
I'm not gonna
world
lie.
that turns into a whole nother world when you're back
Exactly.
in the real world.
Oh man, when you back in the real world, I have testimonies about that myself. You know what I'm saying? Like you mentioned earlier about the VA is supposed to have the top technology. No, they just got the basic. It's like a basic ass county hospital. You got those workers in there who really don't give a crap. They're getting government time. You know what I mean? Half of them are doctors who are trying to get to their own private care. Patient care, or whatever the case may be. Those doctors are still studying to become doctors. You know what I'm saying? In their field.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of just a small story, real quick, Sneaky. So
Take your time.
when we came back from my deployment, when I came back from my deployment, my unit came back. They made us do a post debrief. I'll say that. It'd be like a post debrief where we go to the VA, let them know if there's anything wrong with us, when we left. I had a sergeant by the name Sergeant Edwards. I never forget him. E7. And he told us, he really told me, he's like, Baby J, because I was the youngest in my battalion when we went overseas. And he's like, Baby J, write down that everything is messed up with you. I went by the Army values. You know what I'm saying? And one of them is called integrity. I'm not going to lie about anything. You know what I'm saying? If it happened, it happened. If it didn't, it did not happen. You know what I mean? So I was, at that time, I was told Sergeant Edwards, I'm not about to lie about my back. I'm not about to lie about my knee. I'm not about to lie about none of that. And like I told him, I said, I'm not putting that down. At that point in time, I didn't realize what Sergeant Edwards was trying to teach me. He was trying to teach me, son, I'm trying to teach you how to get your money. You went over there and you fought a war. You need to get your money. It took me 12 years later to realize what Sergeant Edwards was talking about. While we were there doing a debriefing, there was two gentlemen that was there, and they were battle buddies, and they were old Navy buddies. And we sat there, and I'm just looking at this old man, and he just sitting there patiently waiting. I was like, "Sir, just a quick question: are you waiting on something?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm waiting on my new heart." I'm like, "Damn, waiting on your new heart? What you mean?" He said, "I'm supposed to be going to heart surgery, but they told me to come down here." I said, "How long you been down here?" "I've been here what's today?" I told him what that day was, and he's like, Hmm, I've been here for 2 days. I said, seriously? You've been in the waiting room for 2 days for you to get a new heart? He's like, yeah. I said, oh no, I'll never come back here. At that point in time, they had a terrible, terrible record of soldiers going in for basic surgeries and not coming out. And at that
That is
point, I was like, nah, I would never go to a VA hospital. Like never. Mm-mm. And like you was about to say, that's crazy. That you would think that we would have the best, but we don't. And then
so
for
that was the
black,
reason.
Mhm.
So you're saying that, they have that kind of care there. So is that the reason why he's pushing the outsource to other doctors versus, because you're telling
Yes,
us that you want to snatch
I'm
people out of
having
their,
right. No, go ahead, Sneaky. Want to snatch people out of
you're,
their
you're,
what?
you're telling us that you want to snatch officials out of their seat and you want to change the department heads and things like that. But it doesn't seem like you're in line with making anything better at all.
Well, let me tell you this. That's what it sounds like, and that's what it may look like. But I'm gonna tell you this. In 2020, I thought, Lord, I was like, oh man, we know we got a member is sitting in the seat of power over this free world. You know what I'm saying? Who is the commander in chief? You know what I'm saying, of our soldiers. You know what I mean, and our defenses. At the time, I was like, man, this is not gonna look good. We're going back to war type shit. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. Because think about it, every Republican that has been in office, what has happened? We have been to war.
Right. And we've been in
Bush,
active war for like 10 years now, like other wars. They just don't talk about them.
From Daddy Bush. You feel me? Yeah. From other wars,
Hmm.
they say that we don't have troops in Ukraine. We do. We've been had
Yeah,
troops
we
in Ukraine.
do. Yes, they've been,
How
it's
you
like
think?
one war that's been going on for like 10 years.
Right. How do
If
you
you
think?
Google it, they'll
How
come
do you
up.
think they get? Right. It will. And how do you think they're getting the U.S. supplies over there? You have to have U.S. troops to coordinate those logistical drops. So you can't tell the
It's
American
crazy.
people that we don't have boots on ground that's fighting. Yeah, they might not be fighting, but they're assisting them fighting. They're grabbing the supplies
They have no other
for the
choice but to fight, or if you're behind enemy lines, trying to
that
do
part.
anything.
That part. It training. If you training the Ukrainians, like yo, like they did that when I was in Iraq. They was training those guys who wanted a better life for themselves. Because at the point in time, they didn't have nothing over there. All right, Iraqis didn't have nothing. Saddam took everything from 'em before he got captured. You know what I'm saying? When we got over there was very minimal satellite dishes for direct TV type shit.
Right.
When it's time
That's
for us
because
to leave,
they have
everybody
to,
and their
they don't
mama
want
had a
news
phone.
getting out.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't want news getting out. But,
And that's
you know,
propaganda and all
back
of that stuff.
back to the president elect, you know what I'm saying? At the time when he got the presidency in 2020, as I was mentioning, I thought, yo, this is going to be terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, we're never going to get my shit. You know what I'm saying? The thing about the VA is you got to know the codes. You got to know what to say, how to say it, when to say it. You got to know how to act to get your money. Period. Point blank. If you don't know how to do these things, you're just going to be bypassed and bypassed and bypassed and bypassed
Mhm.
to the point where they have a mission there at the VA. There's three things they want the veterans to do. They want the veterans to actually back then they wanted them to file their complaints and get denied to the point where they give up. That's number one. Number two,
Mhm.
they go out here have their mental issues and get offed by the police or whoever is around. They want
Mhm.
that to happen. Number three is it's self inflicted. Once you're off the books, those type of ways, they're not they're done with you.
But they releasing you back to the streets with mental issues and conditions on medications that they know that you cannot mentally control on your own, with
Exactly.
from a lot of mental and PTSD and things like that, into the long life, into the streets.
Yes,
And
and that's totally right. And into these streets where we can't function to have a job. You know what I'm saying? What point in time I would get a job, I'm there 3 months because I can't take it. You know what I'm saying? Because these people really don't understand what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? So
I have this
I would end up
memory of my father when I was really, really young. Like he had just came home. I remember And I always tell my brother, and I be asking my brother, like, you remember that, right? You remember? Because I be wanting to make sure, like, I'm not crazy because a lot of these things happened when I was so young. That is crazy that I remember. But I remember my father having a shotgun, and he would just sit on the couch and just clock, 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 clock. And he would just stare. And I was like, yo, this dude is crazy. My mom was like, we got to go.
Yeah, like that he was having a moment at that time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It was too many kids
It's
in the
very
house.
traumatic.
Like, you know.
It's very traumatic. You know what I'm saying? When I came back home, my mother wouldn't allow me to have a gun in the crib. You feel me? I would tell her, I gotta get me one. I gotta protect y'all. You know what I'm saying? I got to. She said no. And what she did, she prayed over me. Her in the church, my father, my grandmother, especially, Lord rest her soul, Elzoria Johnson. Lord, that's my man, my twin. You know what I'm saying? They prayed me through a lot of things, even when we was getting bombed every night. Every night
Mhm.
after they come out of Ramadan prayer, after they
Mhm.
get something in their bellies, they shooting at us. They throwing rockets towards us. Like I lived through that shit. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
and you
saying?
don't watch
Lot
any of
of
the stuff that's on now, do you? I'm sure you don't. Cause I be
no,
watching
I
it and I
don't.
just be seeing the bombs just going, going,
But
going. I'm just like,
but guess
oh, this
what
is sick.
though? Guess what, Sneaky? Like I told my mom. My mom had panic attacks bad. I would I was at Signal Corps as I showed. You know what I'm saying? So I ran a computer lab. So I had the privilege of, at that time all we had was webcams. And if I know what I know now, I would have created Skype and all this other shit, you know what I'm saying, or been
Right.
part of the team, you know what I'm saying, because I understand how important that is
Yeah.
to a soldier,
The communication.
you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
or to a person, period. So,
Just communication
um,
to real life, real people.
but yeah, back home to the real world, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
because we in a whole different world, nobody really knows what's going on. So I would contact my mom and she would be crying. I'm like, Mom, what are you crying for? Like, I'm alive. I'm talking to you right now. Like, what's going on? Baby, they showing that y'all getting bombed right now. How are you able to talk to me? I said, that was 2 weeks ago. Don't listen to the
Yeah.
media. That's when I learned
Yeah.
that the media will push out any agenda that they need to push out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I knew
Def-
it wasn't nothing when the president came over there giving us beers for Thanksgiving. Like, and he didn't have no protective gear on.
there
So
was one
what
time
the
that you guys couldn't even have beer in the army. Wasn't that? Isn't that correct? Or am I tripping? I know
we
that there
couldn't
was
no, you're not tripping.
a.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
You if you're not of age, okay, so I'm gonna put it to you like this. We landed in Germany. Boom. First sergeant said, if you're of age, you can go and get you a beer. I'm looking like, bro, I was 20. I just turned 20. I'm like, bro, I'm 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? I spent my last year of being in the teens overseas, bro. And you telling me I
Mm,
can't have a beer? Look,
right.
my section sergeant looked at me and said, baby J, shut up. Just come on. I said, okay, Roger that. I understood. You know what I'm saying? I understood. Sat at the bar with him. First sergeant come over to look in. My section sergeant look at first sergeant. Told him what? You have something to say, first sergeant? No, no, no. Enjoy yourself. Appreciate you. Thank you. Because he understood what we just went through. You can't deny me of that.
Mhm.
That's like when a soldier comes home and he's not of age. You telling that man he done killed for his country. Literally. Even if he done
Right.
called it in or whatever the case may be, pulled the trigger or whatever the case may be, he did it. He did what he's
Mhm.
supposed to do and come home. Now you gonna sit there and tell that man he can't do what? And then he spaz out, such as the July 7th incident in Dallas. That was because he wasn't getting the proper attention that he was supposed to get. That's what I mean about the VA. You know what I'm saying? Like you go there to get this help, and these people are treating you like you a piece of shit to the
He
point where
did
you
say that
make
there
it
were
on the
some
last
bad
stop.
people in there that he wanted to get rid of, and he wanted to replace
Exactly.
people and things like that.
It
So
is true. And like I said, in 2020, when he took over, and that first change of the VA, look, I was at 30%, y'all. 30% of my that's what Jackie was taking. She was taking that little 30%. And it got elevated when the president elect got in there because he wants to take care of the vets. Now I'm gonna tell you this. us as sisters and brothers who served, it was very hard for us to get ours. We had to know the right channels to get through. Now, those transparent people, they got it immediately. I'm talking about you
Okay.
sat down next to they sat down next to each other. They asked, "Hey, what are you in here for? Oh, you ain't got that? You ain't got this? Well, let me show you how to get that. I'm going through this one guy. Thank you, my fellow comrade, because we don't look at color. You really ain't supposed to be looking at color. Either you're dark green or you're light green, or you're super dark green or you're super
Right.
light green. You're green, period. You know what I'm saying? Because we all got to put that face mask on, and we all got to pull that trigger when we need to save your life, because you got my back and I got your back no matter what when we on this line. Off this line, we can hate each other. But on this line, we protecting everybody that's back at home. So I'm protecting your family who hates my family type shit. You feel me?
Right.
So I sat
So
next to one
even
of
though
these.
that was the sentiment of what the army was and what it was supposed to be, it wasn't always felt.
It
Is what
wasn't
I'm hearing.
always felt. It wasn't always felt, and there was actions that were shown to where protection had to be had. You know what I mean?
So I want to talk
Uh,
about some stuff that people may not know about. So when you talk about like protecting yourself and things like that, obviously you're in this war where it's supposed to be your team against another team. But do
oh,
you
not
also
your team against
have,
another team. It's the U.S. versus our
you know what I
enemy.
mean? Like
That
one world
yeah, I
against
got it.
another world,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I got
But
you.
within this world, in our own world, I, I got my gun pointed forward, but I got to watch my back as
You
well, type
shouldn't
of
have
thing.
to. You shouldn't have to, but there was times where that happened. But guess what? There's some of the lighter green folks who understand they need their dark brothers and sisters. You
Right.
feel me? Just like the dark brothers and sisters know that they need their light brothers and sisters. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
'Cause at the end of the
And
day,
guess
somebody
what?
got to be able
At,
to have the
at, it,
six.
at the end of the day, we all gonna be accountable for what we do and how we act. Because if you're not on this line with me, I promise you, I'm going. Not just
Got
me, maybe the first sergeant or whoever leading us. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna correct that shit. Like if they see that you are not capable to be on that line, they will get you off that line one way or the other.
got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
That means it kicking you out for life. That's what that means. You know what I'm saying? If that means shipping you to Alaska or Antarctica or one of these extreme environments, that's what they're gonna do. Yeah,
And they you
if
don't
you
really
act
have a
tough, you'll be
choice in
really
where you
breaking big
go
rocks into little
either.
rocks at Leonard Wood.
Where were
No,
you?
it
Where did you
depends on
get
your job.
originally stationed at?
I was originally okay after signing my paperwork. I was supposed to go to Fort Benning, Georgia, for basic training.
Hmm.
Um, During the wait time of getting the tickets processed and everything, the federal government decided that they needed me at Fort Jackson, which everybody called Relaxing Jackson. It was a co-ed basic training.
Okay.
So it was more quartermasters and administrative assistants and administrative personnel. So, paper pushers, that's what we call them, chairborne rangers, you know what I mean? But we can't get anything done without them. Those are the people who learned the documentations that we need for specific um, movements, such as like getting everything putting on the railhead. You have to have certain documentations, like just pretty much like you're going down to
Administrative.
the city clerk, you know what I'm saying, the county clerk.
Okay.
So those
More of
county
it.
clerk people, they
Handling
would be
the
the administrative
administrative
folks.
details.
Right, right.
Okay.
So, I you know, I guess the travel was they needed me there. So they sent me there, did my Fort Jackson stuff, and went to Fort Gordon, which is in Augusta, Georgia, for my Signal Corps school training. Mm. Learned everything I need to learn there. Came back home. I was in the reserves. So I came back home and my unit was already deployed. They were involved in Operation Iraqi Freedom First Wave, so they were already overseas. They've been there for about 3 months by the time I got back home. Uh, my sergeant major asked me. He asked me, "Do you want to go?" I said, Sergeant Major, I'm a private first class. You're a sergeant major. You tell me what I'm gonna do. That's how it works. I'm not stupid by none. So
Okay.
he left, came back 15 minutes later. He had orders for me to go overseas. I was like, what in the world? Like, are you serious? Can we do that again? Because I will tell you what I really want. you know. So I end up eventually got my orders, to go to my new unit. I went there and we spent 3 months in Fort Hood for warfare training and how to operate overseas. We learned a lot of convoy information and all that stuff like that because I was attached to some engineers and our job was to go into Baghdad and repair the tarmac, the airport pretty much because when Saddam he only had a couple of planes, but they blew that runway up. When I mean those Navy personnel, they used those cruise missiles and they put 16-foot holes in the ground. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
And
I
the
seen they were
size.
using drones. I seen one, but they said it was they was using all kind of stuff, like weird stuff to
Yeah.
drop bombs. You seen them flying in the air all kinds of weird different ways. They was using balloons, all kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. They had they have strategic ways of doing things, and we train on all of that. You know what I mean? I'm a signal
So what is
soldier,
the
so I should.
living like? What is this like living conditions? Like you see movies and things like that, and that's the closest a lot of us get to seeing what happened. And a lot of times is like, that's a made up thing. I don't know how much truth is into that. But when you're out, are you like, where are you guys like resting in between? Because you can't fight a war in zero energy. So there's got to be like shifts of sleep happening or something like that. Wrong?
No, you're correct. You know what I mean?
Mm.
We always gotta have a fire watch. You know what I'm saying? You always gotta have somebody watching out for fires or any movement. You always got your guys that's doing guard duty. That's what we call guard duty. And that's a 24-hour shift. You know what I'm saying? So you're constantly on, and you will get a relief. You know what I mean? But you can't finish your job until your relief gets there. You know what I'm saying? But the living
Are you
conditions,
guys
man.
like out exposed to the elements, or is it
Yes. What you mean? Like when we first got to Kuwait, they cracked that door open. When they cracked that damn door open, oh my God, I will never forget that smell in my life. I will always know what Kuwait smells like. And it smells like camel shit and burning oil.
hmm,
Like that's stuck in my mind. Like that's that. Like as soon as they cracked open them doors, they let us lace up our boots because they told us, you can unlace them, but don't take them off because the swelling, because all the different pressure and shit, whatever.
right, right,
But we laced our boots up. They took our shit off the plane. They lined us up. You know what I'm saying? Gave us our briefing, pretty much like Black Hawk Down, just like how Black Hawk Down happened when they first got off the planes and everything. This is your
wow,
briefing. It was
that's
just
crazy.
like that. I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, welcome to war. I was like, what? Hey, some of you
So do
might not
you
make it
think
out of
that this
here.
is something that you would do, like if you had the opportunity to start all over, would you still make the same choice?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I would
So
make
what
I
do
would
you
make that choice, and
say?
I would also do what I would also utilize my idle time better for what I know
Okay.
now. My idle time when they gave us liberty. Oh shit, we going to get our first tattoos. We going to drink. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
We learning new shit. We certain type of soldiers. You know what I'm saying? Signal soldiers are better than ordnance soldiers, and you know what I mean. It's just the
right.
rivalry inside the. You know what I'm saying? But we all understand when when that formation is held, when we're supposed to fall in line, when we're supposed to fall in and come to attention and receive those orders, we understand our general orders. Everybody understands that.
It don't matter if you
Everybody.
drunk, what you was just doing. None of that matters. You just
It
fall in.
doesn't matter. It doesn't. You fall in and you do your job. You do your job to the best of your ability.
Now I know that
Right.
there are like vet who like medics.
Oh Lord, God bless
How
the
are
medic.
they trained and are they like qualified to, there's lots of things happening during the war. It's not like stuff you can put a
Yeah.
band-aid on. You might need to remove a leg or you know what I'm saying? There's a lot big things
I
happening.
mean, you better learn how to call in a medevac very quickly. That was my job. You know what I'm saying? We get casualties, they tell me, and I tell them I need 9 lines. And all my other veterans out there who know what that means, I need my 9 lines. You give me my 9 lines, I'm good. I'll get that soldier out of here and God, Godspeed that soldier make it back home to his family.
Okay.
Once you
And
get
I
that
think
sit
that's
rep of what's going on in the 9 lines, you get them out of there. Shoot, hey,
okay.
Godspeed. They out the battlefield.
Okay. I guess I compare a lot of what I think I know to real life, what you see on the news and little pieces of things and stuff like that, and then also to what's happening in the media and things like that. And I just try to make sense of all of the different things.
Can't you can't make sense of it. That's why we as soldiers, when we come home, it's very hard for us to acclimate back to, as the civilians call, reality,
Because
because we
it's
have to live we
turmoil.
have to live a certain way. You know what I'm saying? We have to move a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like there's days, the first thing that you need to find out when you wake up in the morning is what uniform we in,
Okay,
because what uniform may dictate how your day's gonna go. If
got
you
it.
get a uniform 3, oh my God, you're gonna be a full battle rattle. If you get a uniform 1, oh shit, we in PTs, we having a smooth day today. Yeah, yeah, it's very different, and that can change within an instant. That's why I
So
love
I
our
guess the
infantry, our
idea of
soldiers.
some of that is to become disciplined and things of that nature. But do you think that there's maybe other avenues or ways that, things that can be implemented to soften that so
No,
that there's not
it should
such a
not be.
hard
It should not be
transition back
softened.
out?
No, it should not be softened. The only way
No,
that's
I
going to be
mean the
softened.
transitioning out portion.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So with that being said, I said the only way that's going to work is if we start young. That means everybody got it like how they do in Israel and in China. Everybody at a certain age has to go to this military academy, and their parents have to sign their kids into this military academy to get this discipline from their government. Now, if the child decides to go the military route, they can go the military route. If they decide to go get their education elsewhere, they can do that as well too.
So
It
what do
ain't gonna be
you
the
say to those that are entering today? Like, do you have any advice for
yes,
someone who's entering today?
yes. I have a nephew that just graduated Navy boot camp, and he's actually going to his A school. Uh he's been going to A school for about the last past 3 weeks. So yes, I do have a message for the young people who are going. It is what you make it. If you make it a bad experience, it will be a bad experience. If you make it a learning experience for yourself, it will be a learning experience. And the best way to advance is to put yourself in a position where you learn all jobs, be a jack or Jill of all trades. Once you learn that, and once you learn whatever you want to be when you come out, like my nephew, he wants to do day trades. He wants to be a trader when he gets out. You know what I'm saying? Making big money.
Mm-hmm.
He can involve himself in getting into a college course through the government and get that.
Right.
You want to be a real estate agent when you come out, baby? Go ahead and get your real estate license while you're in the military. You know what I'm saying? While you got that free time, go so study up. You want to be a paralegal? You know what I'm saying? You want to be a nurse? Get that job that's going to teach you that. That's what I suggest. Before you get in, you find you what you want to do in your life, and allow the military to guide you that way with the training that you really need for that specific job. Mine, like I said, mine was signal, so I'm good with IT. I'm good with computers.
That's
I learned how
awesome.
to I learned how to do a whole network in 24 hours
My best
with the
friend is in
discipline
the
that I learned.
Navy. She's
Hmm.
the one that does the flight control,
Okay,
like
okay. So
make sure
she's
all
heavy engineering. She got enough steam pressure to
yeah.
launch that flight. Yeah, or to catch it. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, and
She's heavy.
that was a
She's
few
heavy
years
in
ago that she was
mathematics
doing
and
that.
mechanics.
Yeah, yeah, very smart girl, very smart girl. Very smart.
Yes.
Uh yeah, we've known each other since kindergarten, went to all schools together. Yeah, smart young lady. She's doing a lot. Like every time I turn around, she's getting upgraded to something, rewarded with something, a, a medal for this or something for that. I, she's doing so well that I don't even know what she's doing anymore. I just appreciate the service. She's
Yeah.
hard to
You
keep
know what
up
I'm
with.
saying? That's a good thing. If she's hard to keep up with, that's very, very good. Because next you know, she'll end up being at the Pentagon or something. You know what I mean? My drill sergeant at my AIT, my advanced training for signal for 25 uniform, signal support specialist. I learned everything about the FM, AM radios. If it had to do with any type of signal, I learned about it, so I can train, maintain, and equip my soldiers with whatever they need for their
Mm,
operation. I'm
mm,
the little
yeah.
radio man that you see in the non videos who's all getting shot first because he got the radio. You know what I'm saying? And them radios that
Oh,
they have,
right,
they
because
have
that would be the thing to
called the
try to take out the watchers, right? Like,
no, no, yeah, you take out their communication. That's the main for
right,
the
you
yeah,
gotta take out the
yeah,
watchers, so you guys they would wanna go for you first. That's crazy.
exactly, exactly. That's why I was expert. I'm gonna get you before you get me, partner. I promise you.
And
But
definitely a
anyway,
watch your back type of situation, and you gotta be very
yeah,
vigilant and, like,
yeah,
on your
especially in
P's
that
and Q's.
jungle. In that jungle, you have very limited line of sight with communications. That's one of the big problems that we had with our jungle warfare. That's why we had so much blue on blue violence, or they call it green on green violence. The fratricide, the friendly fire. You know what I'm saying? So
Accidentally shoot your
back
partner
back then, yeah, or the whole
because
team
you
would
don't
shoot
know
a
their
whole
real
nother team.
whereabouts.
Exactly, exactly. And so with those radios that they had back then, they were called Prick 77s. Them hoes weighed about 15, 20 pounds. And then you had to carry extra batteries for that motherfucker. And those
Mm,
batteries were at least 3 pounds each. You know what I'm saying? So imagine you got 7 batteries on you with this heavy ass radio that's got to have 2 batteries in it, and you got to rip
and
and run through the
weaponry.
jungle. Yeah, and you got to call shit in. You know what I'm saying? While y'all
Right,
getting
because they
shot at,
can't leave you
whatever.
without a weapon, so you don't just got the radio, you got the radio, your weapon
Yeah,
to protect
and,
yourself, and
yeah.
all of your
The only
normal gear that you got on you.
the only person in battle who does not have a weapon is a chaplain,
Okay. I don't want to
and
be
that's if
that
they
person.
choose to. And that's if they choose to.
I don't want to be that person at all. You're not going to tell me I'm at war and I can't have a weapon. Please give me several. Please.
Yeah,
And
for
don't give
real.
me no little one either. I want a big one. Give me like a 150, M150 or something like that. Give me something good.
Oh my
Something
God.
decent. I'm serious. Don't give me no little
You want the
baby gun.
72 Bravo. You want the Bravo. No, you can't
Something.
get the
Don't
Bravo.
give me no 2-2. What am I do with a
I can
2-2?
imagine the captain with a Rambo gun with a big machine gun. Like,
Like, oh,
no,
she's
bro.
so short and cute. Let's give her the short, cute gun. No. Mm-mm. You seen Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Mm.
Did she take that little gun? No, she
Mhm.
did not. She took the
Mm-mm.
big one. Yeah, I'm not taking that little
Exactly.
thing. No.
Oh my God. Yep.
Let me double check this chat and see if anybody has some questions for you that I missed. Let me run through this right quick. My father was in the Navy. He's going now, but I know he's happy. Shout out to your dad. Salute to him. And condolences to you and your family as well. definitely shout out to all of the veterans. Yeah, shout out. My father was a Marine. Shout out and salute to your dad. Shout out and salute to you as well. My grandfather served in Vietnam in the Air Force. Dope, 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 dope. Shout out to your grandfather. Shout out to everybody in the chat who has family, who has served. We appreciate you, your family, and everything that you guys have done and had to have sacrificed in order for us to be here and talk this shit that we be talking today. So we appreciate y'all. Show MASH was so popular on 7. I like MASH. MASH was a really good show. My dad
It
used to
really
watch
was.
MASH. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
You know what? You know why your dad watched MASH?
Why?
Because it brought back memories.
Huh. You know
You
he
know,
used
you
to
know,
play this
you know
game
that.
with
Mm-hmm.
huh?
What game?
Go ahead.
What game? No, no, no. Go ahead.
It
Go
was
ahead.
a
What
weird
game?
game. It was just like some game he made up. Like we would just be sitting around in the house and he would be like, all right, one, two, three, pick a weapon. And you had to like pick something that was like a real weapon. Like you had to be able to have something in your reach. And he's like, if anybody ever comes in and that's like trying to do something, you got to be able to protect yourself. So we played one, two, three, pick a weapon. Like, yeah,
That wasn't a game. Let me tell you what that
I know
was.
now.
That was training.
I know because I got yelled at for getting a crayon once.
Oh
He's like, "What
my
you gonna do with
God!
that crayon?"
What you gonna do? Draw them to death? Mm,
Right? What you gonna do with that damn crayon?
I'm gonna sharpen it, Daddy. I'm gonna poke both his eyes out.
Child, he gonna be black when I'm finished. You just wait.
Oh no! You took it as a real game, Jesus. No,
I was a child.
no, I get it. I get it.
Never hold yourself for doing childish shit when you're childish. Now, when you're grown and you're doing childish things, you need to hold yourself accountable. That's what you do.
You need to. You better hold yourself accountable.
Right. I
Well,
was a kid.
Jesus.
I ain't care nothing about what he was talking about. Weapon. I'm about to sharpen you to death. I don't know. I'm gonna color the hell out of
I
you.
got I got y'all to protect me.
Right. Ain't you supposed to fight? Look, I'm just gonna get under the
Mhm.
blanket.
I don't want to see what happens.
Pretty girls don't fight. I'm about to get under this blanket. I don't know what you talking about. I'm gonna hide under the bed. Thank you guys all for being here. I seen some new people come in the chat. Thank y'all so much. I'm trying to get through all of y'all comments. Hey Jay Bliss, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of your comments in the chat. I see you guys having a conversation down here and shouting out all of your stuff. So I appreciate y'all. Yes, yes, yes. We're getting rid of and clearing up all of the things. A lot of it's PTSD, mental health, food. Right, definitely.
But
Oh
guess what?
goodness.
That help is there. Is just the fact that you have to want to go get that help. You have to show the initiative that you really want that help. You know what I'm saying? And some soldiers are very standoffish on getting that help, and realizing there's other people who have the same thought processes they have. When I started my PTSD classes, I did not realize that a Vietnam veteran went through the same shit that I went through. Didn't realize a Gulf War veteran went through the same shit that I went through. Didn't realize a
Mhm.
World War II veteran who led the way went through this kind of same shit that we went through, especially coming back home.
Mhm.
Because we try to talk to people, try to let them in, you know what I mean? But then it gets to the point where, like, the same basic questions come out. How many people you kill when you go over there? Like, bro, not everybody killed everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know,
Right.
so
Some people never even had a chance to have active combat.
exactly. And they have PTSD behind that because, they signed
Mhm.
up to go fight, and by the time they got ready to fight or their unit was ready to fight, it was too late. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And they beat themselves up about that shit. You know what I'm saying? I got a battle buddy who beats himself up now about that. And I keep telling him, like, bro, thank God you didn't go. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Who knows what may have happened? You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen a lot of weird shit.
Got to count your blessings when you have them.
You
So,
got you
Boomba,
better
one of
count
the
your blessings.
biggest things that's on the ticket right now,
Mhm.
as far as it pertains to the military and our newly elected, re-elected official. I don't even
45,
want to say.
47. Yeah.
I don't even want to say it. I'm like official.
45, 47.
What do you think about transgender and sexuality in the military?
We really go in there sneaky?
I
Because
have to
I'm gonna
ask.
give you the
And I'm a
I'm gonna give you
lesbian and
I'm
I
gonna
have
give you
to
the raw.
advocate.
I'm gonna give you the
Tell me the
raw.
truth.
Like, yo, I went to battle with lesbians, bro. Like this chick, bro, she was one of the toughest, shortest motherfuckers. You tell you want the big gun, she had the big gun. She had the
Hmm.
Deuce. We called that bitch the Deuce. And that was the 50 cal. She carried that bitch on her shoulders like it was just nothing. You hear me? Like she built herself up to
Hmm.
carry that shit. You know what I'm saying? I have no problems with that. Now with the man, I don't hate nobody or anything like that. It's just that the fact that with the I'm gonna say it. You know, one of our famously known comedians got in trouble about this. You know what I'm saying? They put him on cancel culture about this, and they really tried to fight this man behind this. But the trans, I don't. I, that's my opinion. I got the right to have that opinion. I fought for that motherfucking opinion. Mm. I don't believe they should be involved in any type of combat unit or situation.
Okay,
And it's
so
nothing
I'm going
to
to
do with
ask
that
two follow up
individual.
questions.
It doesn't have to do with anything about the individual. It's just the fact of the psychological thing. You understand what I'm saying? It's the psychological for me because now they deem that we're weak. We're gonna get attacked more. Blah blah blah. Whoop de whoop. You know what I'm saying? More chances for us to have casualties. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't agree with that.
How do
Go
the
ahead.
other people know that they're trans?
Media.
I mean, but they don't specifically say, "Hey, this
If they if
active."
they if they know that we allow that,
Hmm.
they could treat every unit like that.
Well, you gonna run up and get done up on the wrong person if you just walk
I
around
mean,
thinking that everybody's
I mean,
transgender.
facts. But then that changed for a different war tactic and shit. You know what I'm saying? That some of the elders in these third world countries are not going to be able to speak to our leaders and get and resolve simple issues. You know what I
Even
mean?
if
It,
they're not speaking directly to the person. Like I just I don't have
yes,
an
yes.
opposition an opposed
It's
opinion. Let's just say that. I don't have an opposed
it's
opinion.
like it's like this.
I
It's
just
like
feel
this.
like
Okay,
people
so
should be able to do what they want to do. So
I
I
feel
don't
you on that.
feel
And you're right.
right.
And
Like
you're
I
right.
feel like if
But I'm
you
saying, but the way that the
transgender
world
and
looks
you want
at
to
it,
take your ass out there to war, then go ahead out there and see what happens.
no,
That's just how I
I
feel like
agree. I agree.
you should have the right to do it.
But to a fact of diplomacy, those elders might not want to speak with our leaders that are in their country because they know that we have certain individuals in our units like that. You know what I'm saying? They don't want. It was very hard to get our female soldiers to actually interact with the female population out there. They had
Mm,
literally had to have sit downs with the elders over and over again to promise and to reassure them that none of our ways will impact their way of living. You understand what I'm saying? So
right.
this is like somebody. This is like the government coming in your community telling you how to walk down the street, how to go to the motherfucking grocery store, how to get your groceries, and how to get them out of the store and back home. If you done it a certain way, why you gonna change it now? Because some new people done came here and you know what I'm saying and come into your little town and teaching you how to do it. That's like somebody coming from Texas going to Vegas telling Vegas folks how to live.
Right. I
It's
just
not gonna
worry
happen.
that like we we don't want to be dictated by in our own world, and we don't also want to be dictated by the thoughts of others as well. So if the
Guess
thought
what? We
is,
are. We are.
yeah, I
Just like
know
how
that we
Rome,
are, but we're
like
all trying to get
Rome
away
was.
from that, no?
But ain't no getting away from that though. There really is not. We can
So we
all
just
wish
live
and
in
hope and
dictatorship.
dream. Yeah, really tell you the truth.
That's why I don't have nothing to do with the government today. I don't have one fucking thing to do with them because you know how they say going postal? That's a real thing. A man literally went postal. He went crazy and blew up the post office. I will be the person to go military on the military and be locked up and killed because they would kill my ass. First of all, I don't have enough discipline. Secondly, I don't like to be told what to do. What I can
Guess what?
do
Guess
and
what? Guess where that discipline
what
comes
I
from, though, Sneaky.
excuse me,
Guess where that discipline comes from? Because there
where
was a lot of people that there's a lot of people that joined the military that had the same thought as you, and guess what? They had to fall in line too. But
that's why
guess
I
where
ain't
that
go
comes
because I
from?
knew I couldn't fall in line.
Because guess what? You nothing would have happened to you. Everybody
It would
else
have been other
around you
people.
is getting affected.
Me and my best friend had this conversation when she was enlisting. We were 18.
Mhm.
This is over a 20-year conversation. I still have a poor attitude when it comes to somebody screaming in my face and telling me to do something. I
You got to
cannot move.
understand,
I
right?
can't
But
move. It's something
guess
physical
what?
in my body
And
that
guess
won't
what?
allow me to do it.
And guess what, Sneaky? If we was in theater, what they call the battlefield, if it was in theater and you froze up like that, not only are you getting yourself killed, you getting everybody else killed around you who's trying to
No,
save
when I
you.
say I can't move and I freeze up or like I just don't feel like you gotta be yelling in my damn face to get your point across. Like I heard you. I don't know if it's
No,
because I'm
it's a
spoken,
sense of
but what
urgency.
you don't gotta
It's a sense,
like the training process of it. This what and I understand what that is. It's to build the psyche. You got to get used to the noises. You got to get used to the screams and the loudness and the in your face. I am undisciplined, and I recognize I recognize my fault. I'm not disciplined enough in that area. I can't get past that part of it. The physical aspect of it would be so fun to me. The physical training part of it, I love that kind of shit. I like to watch like physical challenges. I'm in the gym. I like to run, so the physical part of it would be fun to me. I would be able to get through that with a breeze. But mentally, I know that I'm not there. But people have to recognize that. You have to know what job is for you. I can't be no firefighter. I got burned by hot water. That shit hurts. It's no way possible I'm running in the building. No, I'm not running in a building that's on fire to get anybody. They asked me to be a fire marshal at my job. And there's a guy at my job, he's in a wheelchair. I said, so who's going to get him down the stairs if we can't use
oh Lord.
the elevator? They said I was going to have to help him down. I said, you crazy as hell. I'm going to be jumping over him and everybody else in the hallway, sliding down banisters and pushing people on the ground to get the fuck out of here. Are you crazy? Do you know what it feels like to be burnt? I'm not staying here. No. So you got to know what job is for you. I'm a background helper. I'm a great background helper. I could do protests, things like that. I sign petitions, but I'm not getting shot. I'm small, Goomba.
No, I get it.
I'm
I get it.
like
I get
I'm
it.
little.
But guess what? I done seen the cutoff when I was in was 4'2". This young lady was 4'3" and a monster. You hear me?
I'm not saying
Like
I can't handle it.
no,
I just
no,
don't want to.
at first she was timid like you were doing like what you said. No, I don't want to do that. Mm-mm. But once she got everybody smoked and everybody got on that ass, oh, she snapped right in place. Because you
I
have to
got
realize
OCD. I don't even like to feel things on the
you
bottom of
not
my
only hurt
feet.
you not only hurt yourself, you hurt everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-uh.
But no, I get it though. Like you said, there's certain jobs for certain people. And being a
You
warrior
gotta sign up
is
for the
one
right
of them.
job or you get somebody hurt.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and definitely best believe there is a weeding out of the weak versus the strong. Trust me, you get those ones that thought they could make it and they can't, and they have to come to the realization that they are not that percentage that will be able to protect America, foreign or domestic.
Oh, goodness gracious. I didn't expose myself for being a runaway because, child, I'm not about to do any of that. Mm-mm. I can't bodyguard. I'm not standing in front of you. Mm-mm. I'm not going to be the last person in no burning building. I'm not running back in a burning building. Certain things I'll do. I'll jump in the water and save you. I can swim. I'll jump in there and save you. But certain
Oh,
things
then
I'm just
you
not going to
become
do.
a Coast
So,
Guard then.
yeah. My best friend couldn't even swim before she started the Navy. She's great.
Exactly. And guess what?
I mean,
She's
you
probably one of the best swimmers that you probably know right now. You
she
know
is.
why?
She can outswim me.
Guess you know why? Because they pushed her in the water and she had to fucking figure out how to survive.
That's exactly what she did. She said they did to her. That's exactly what she said. And she said they pushed her in there with boots on.
Yeah, they teach you how to inflate your uniform to rise back up to the top. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, don't ask me how I know about the Navy. Yeah, I know about it because I finally realized that down my lineage, my line, I've had everybody touch. There's been somebody that's touched every conflict. So I feel like Lieutenant Dan. You know what I'm saying? What somebody in my family has touched every conflict. I had two great uncles, maybe I think three, that were in Nam. Yeah, so and Gulf War and Iraqi freedom, Afghanistan. I just found out my cousin was a damn Navy SEAL.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of my family too. My great grandfather, my grandfather. I have had a member in every war that has happened from my great grandfather down. That's how I
Did
was
they-
able to. The craziest thing about my family. So, my father was pretty much taken. My father and
POW?
his brother. Sorry,
Would you say POW or taken or for the draft?
they were pretty much taken to that war, like from Jamaica.
Damn. They were in Jamaica at the time?
Mhm. Yeah. When I was able to go back and find my father's paperwork, his draft paperwork that he was in Jamaica. My grandfather was in
Wow.
Jamaica.
Wow.
Yeah. And what happened is my grandfather and his brother, they were both taken. When they finished with the war, my grandfather wound up going up to DC. No, his brother wound up going to DC, and my grandfather wound up going to New York. About
Mm.
10 years later, my grandfather is getting married to my grandmother. Across the world, another couple is getting married, and they have one big reception, which was my grandfather and my grandmother's wedding. My grandfather found his brother from the army because they were both taken and went to different places. He found his father through their wedding. Like he found his brother through the wedding. So that's how my family was reunited. So my family sits in New York and in DC. There's two different
Wow.
families. A brother and a sister married a brother and a sister,
Wow. That's 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 crazy.
right? That's so crazy. And I was able to find
That's like
all of
a
that.
movie type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's,
yo,
it's crazy. And my grandmother has, I think, 13 children. One of her children has nine. So there's a lot of us.
right,
There's a
right.
lot of us. We deep,
Don't even
deep.
do it.
And they like my grandfather is obviously from Jamaica. My grandmother is white. So at that time for them to even get married, she's white and Bayesian. So her mother is white and her father is from Barbados.
Oh damn.
Yes.
So
My
a full turnaround.
Yes, my grandmother's father, who is from Barbados, his family, my grandmother, at the last family reunion that she was alive, she sat us all down and she's like, I need to talk to you guys. And she's like, I want you guys to know that you were meant to be rich. You were born rich. There's things that are being taken from you in the world. There's things that you should have that you don't have, but you are meant to be rich. And she showed us some paperwork. My great great grandfather is a descendant of a Tut.
Shut up.
Yes,
Shut up.
yes, yes, on my grandmother's life. Yes.
Wow. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That like did anybody look and I've
Like my
always said this
grandmother
when I was young.
has the paperwork. My aunts have the paperwork. My uncle is like the historian for the family. He passed away. He gave it to my aunt, so she's like going through all the stuff that he has. She sends me pictures, all the time and stuff like that. There's so much family history that I
Like
have.
I highly encourage each and everybody that's listening, everybody that's watching. I've always had a feeling that we need to record our elders. Ask them to
Mhm.
give us your story. You know,
Mhm.
ask them how did we get in this town? How did we
Mhm.
get here? How did you end up in wherever city that you from? And we'll
Mhm.
find out more than these damn DNA
The
tests. You
books
know what I'm
will
saying?
ever
Because it
tell you.
comes
That's why I said
out
you
the mouth
gotta
of
know your
babes.
history.
And we need to record that. I've always said that. We need to record that.
Yep.
We
You
gotta
gotta
record
talk to
that.
your elders. I said it on a few lives. You guys better start talking to your elders so that you can teach your children real history. They're not gonna have it in these books. It
They
will
don't
not
have
be
it in
there.
these books. It's not
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be
there.
erased from history in general. It's not gonna not only is it not gonna be in school books, you're not even gonna be able to go to libraries and find it in old books. The
Yo, I'm
hidden
telling you,
libraries, they're gonna hide all of it.
they're already hiding them. The arc. That's why they call them the archives.
It was
Like for real, it's so much that's out there that we don't even know. So much
mm-hmm.
history. And like your grandma said, there's so much things that are being stolen from us right up under our nose that we don't even know. I hear stories in the barbershop about, you know, Big Mama's house. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even know we could have bought that Big Mama's house for $75. That's how that
My
corporation
grandmother, I
bought
think
Big
they
Mama's
paid
house.
$8 or a dollar or something like that for that house that we
Right,
had,
cheap,
and that family was in our house for years.
and didn't
It
know
was
how it got snuck up under you that fast. You know what I'm saying? Like it's shit crazy. It's crazy.
You see, even Jay-Z said it, down that Dumbo area, Brooklyn, all of that area. It was nobody was buying up that area. They let the wrong people buy up that area. The wrong people brought up Brooklyn. That's why Brooklyn changed. That's why it's just it's just not the same. But they were removing the heart out of all of our history, and they only people that can keep that alive is the people that's here. So we got to stop acting blind. I've heard some of the dumbest shit come out of black people mouths over the last week, and I just feel like my job is to educate and enlighten. And no, you need to understand what really just happened. Understand it. I'm not mad because it wasn't Kamala, or specifically a black woman who won. I don't give a damn who it was. It just wasn't supposed to be him. I
But
can't
guess
believe I
what?
live in a country where he could be a fucking option, where I know felons who can't go work at McDonald's.
Shit, I agree.
How
But
you
guess
a
what?
felon, you can't work at McDonald's, but you a felon and you could run a country. And they talk about his
Like,
money and things like that. I live in Las Vegas.
hmm,
Vegas is Trump has the only hotel that's huge like that in Las Vegas that doesn't have a damn casino. They won't give
hmm,
him one. He cannot have
right.
a machine. He owed too much money to Vegas. He can't have no machine here. He ain't no businessman. He done bankrupt everything. So the idiocy of what I've heard literally stressed me out. I can't hold you. It stressed me out. I know I'm gonna have to make content about this. Some of you might not want to hear it. I don't care if it's one person watching or seven people hearing. Somebody gotta know what is wrong and what is right. We gotta make sure we're talking about it. And that's that.
Right. Right.
And so there will be this type of content. We got to talk about the real things. We got to go into the next election more informed. We can't wait till 2028. the last minute to try to figure out, oh, what should we know and who should we be voting for. No, you need to know all year long, who's these officials, what are they doing, what are they doing in your state, who voted that in, so we can vote them out and make noise about it.
That's what we
Goomba.
fought for.
Right. And I think you guys, you did enough. Everybody who's done something has done enough. So I appreciate y'all. Goomba, I appreciate you. I know Mel wants
Uh,
to do a live, I believe. And I don't want to hold up the whole flow here. It's getting late. I appreciate you. We're gonna have a whole nother conversation. We're gonna do a round two on this when I do my next veteran, the military versus Trump update, because I'm doing updates on each one of the pieces. I want to talk a little bit about foreign affairs and things like that as well. These tariffs and things like that. So anytime you want to stop on by, please stop on by. I will appreciate that.
I will do,
And
Sneaky, and thank you for having me. And shout out to all my comrades out there. Happy Veterans Day. I hope you got full, off the free meals, that they offer to us. And if you don't know about that, I will have that on my community wall next year
you were supposed to
or
be
next
taking
year.
somebody free lunch hopping or something. Like we about to go get lunch everywhere today. You ain't have no hot date.
No, they had no hot date. No,
Oh, come
my
on,
hot date
Goomba.
was at work all day.
You supposed to be throwing it all around town like you're Sharon Stone or somebody.
Pretty woman walking
Whip
down the
it.
street.
Whip it.
But anyways, thank you for having me, Sneaky,
You're
and I appreciate
welcome.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for
I'll
being
be back.
here. Have a good night, Goomba. I appreciate you.
You too. Yep.
All right. Bye. All right. Thank you guys for another awesome, awesome show. Awesome show. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. Again, I'm so sorry for being late. Life was life and on my end. I'm gonna be better about that. I promise y'all. Late is not my thing, so we gonna fix that. But I appreciate all of you guys who stuck around. Please make sure you smash the like button. Please make sure that you share if you care. I love you from here to there. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And I'm out of here, y'all. Thank you. Mm, good night.
I see you. I see you. Used to looking and I'm looking. Get your ass up off the pressure sticks twerking. And you proud, see the like the pickers working. Now drop some links in the chat, you little sneakies, it's some shit going down. Let's take a peeky. Who the fuck is you? Just call me sneaky.